I'm going to rank the PHISH albums. I just love this band. How I rank albums, I listen to each song, give it a grade 1 to 4, add up all the grades, divide by the number of songs, give each album a mean average, and put them in order. I just love this band. As of 2023, there are 15 albums, including the Skillet disc. At number 15 is the Skillet disc from 1999. It's got to come in last because it doesn't have any words. It's instrumental. They did it around Farmhouse. It's okay. You throw it on, you kind of forget it's on. It's okay. Number 14 is Big Boat from 2016. One word for Big Boat. It's kind of a down buzz. It just kind of it doesn't have that positivity that you're used to seeing in PHISH. At least I don't get that out of it. It's kind of a down buzz. Waking Up Dead, Running Out of Time, Miss You. These are all kind of down buzz lyrical ideas. The best tracks, there are no great tracks on Big Boat. Friends is okay. Tide Turns is okay. They're good. They're not great. The worst tracks on Big Boat, Blaze On, Things People Do, and Miss You. Just not a great record. Number 13 is Farmhouse from 2000. Now, one word for Farmhouse. It's overrated. I think sometimes it gets judged by the title track Farmhouse, which will be a classic concert cut for the rest of their days. Well, heck, they can do any song on any album, and the crowd's going to know every word. But outside of the track Farmhouse, what's really classic off of this record? It sounds like a Trey solo record to me. The best tracks, of course, Farmhouse. That's the track. The worst tracks, though, tracks 8 through 12, Piper, Sleep, The In-Law, Josie Wales, Sand, First Tube. These are just not great songs by any means. Farmhouse is overrated. At number 12 is Round Room from 2002. One word for Round Room, it is fun. It is a fun record. It just kind of has a fun theme to it right off the bat, a round room. I mean, that's kind of funny. The best tracks, Pebbles and Marbles. What a great song. The song Round Room is just so stinking good. The worst tracks, though, Seven Below is okay. Thunderhead is okay. They're not great. But Round Room's okay. If you like anything I say, please hit like and subscribe. Number 11 is Sigma Oasis 2020. One word for Sigma Oasis, I would say expected. And it's kind of, because what'd you expect? We know what kind of output PHISH has been doing. We know they got the classic era. They have today's PHISH. It's all still good. But we knew what was going to come out, and it sounded exactly like we expected it to. It's fine. It's okay. I mean, the best track, Shade, is good. Evening Song is good. The worst tracks, though, on Sigma Oasis, tracks 7, 8, and 9. Steam, A Life Beyond the Dream, and Thread. They kind of dip. But the album's okay. Number 10, A Picture of Nectar from 1992. One word for A Picture of Nectar, disappointing. It was their third record. They finally had some, I don't want to say finally had money or backing, but it was definitely a more realized, polished, produced record. And it just sounds like a bunch of live stuff. I think it is a bunch of live stuff, actually. At least recorded live. Junta, Lawn Boy, just great records, and then Picture of Nectar, it didn't hold up. The best tracks, I don't think there are any great tracks on A Picture of Nectar. Stash is good. Chalk Dust Torture, good. The worst tracks, though, Guella Papyrus, Magilla. Tracks 14 through 16, I don't even know why they're there. And then, of course, we get Tweezer. A second time, it's called Tweezer Reprise. Apparently, we can't get enough of Tweezer. Number 9 is Undermined from 2004. One word for Undermined, surprising. Surprising because we didn't know what we were going to get. Farmhouse to me was a letdown. And since then, it's just been kind of hit or miss. Undermined was surprisingly good, is surprisingly good. The best tracks, The Connection, I love it. Crowd Control, amazing. The worst tracks, though, Army of One, Tomorrow's Song, Secret Smile. But Undermined, if you're not familiar with it, I think you'll be surprised. Number 8 is The Story of the Ghost from 1997. To me, it's lopsided. Half of it sounds like classic PHISH, and the other half is just kind of forgettable. The best tracks, Ghost, Birds of a Feather. I seen him do that on David Letterman. It was sweet. Gaiuti, Waiting in the Velvet Sea. Waiting in the Velvet Sea, that's just insane. The worst tracks, though, Ficus, Shafty, Mama Dance. I don't know why Mama Dance is on there. It stinks. Number 7 is Fuego from 2013. One word for Fuego, I guess fire. Because it is fire. It's good. It is awesome. It's hot. The best tracks on Fuego, the title track, Fuego, The Line. I love The Line. The worst tracks, though, on Fuego, 555, Wombat. But it's a little more consistent than the records that we've already mentioned here. And that's why it's number 7. It's more consistent. Number 6 is Joy from 2009. Now, this was kind of a return because they had some albums from 2000 to up to 2009 that were kind of hit or miss, all good, but Joy kind of just had that vibrance again. I'm not saying Joy is in the classic 5 albums that we think about, 6 albums, but it's as close as they've gotten since that era, kind of ended. One word for Joy, it's happy. It just sounds happy. It's fun. It's happy. The best tracks, Backwards Down the Number Line. What a great track. Sugar Shack is awesome. And there are no bad tracks on Joy. There's no terrible tracks at all. Well, PHISH don't make a terrible track, but you know what I mean, compared to PHISH's standards. And there's nothing on here that isn't A+ stuff. I just love Joy. Number 5 is probably one of my more go-to records, and it's Billy Breathes. I love Billy Breathes. Came out in 1996. One word for Billy Breathes, spiritual. Now, I don't know where I heard this, but during the time of its release, I had heard something about the album was supposed to kind of have some spiritual undertones, or maybe the underlying theme is to look for something bigger than yourself. Something of that nature. So I've always kind of listened to it with a little more spirituality. I love it. The best tracks, Free, Character Zero, Waste, Theme from the Bottom, Prince Caspian. There's nothing more uplifting than Prince Caspian. The worst tracks on Billy Breathes, well, there are no bad tracks. Number 4 is Lawn Boy, 1990. It's their second album. One word for Lawn Boy, it's goofy. The best tracks on Lawn Boy, The Squirming Coil, Reba, Bathtub Gin, Lawn Boy, the song, Bouncing Around the Room. This is an amazing record. It is just awesome. The worst tracks, the Okie Paw Ceremony. I'm not really sure why it's on there. But Lawn Boy's great. If you like anything I say, please hit like and subscribe. Number 3 is 1994's Hoist. I just love this record. It's got horns all the way through it. One word for Hoist, I'm going to say hits. There's really no hits off of it. PHISH doesn't have a hit. But the album sounds like a bunch of hits if PHISH had hits. They're shorter songs. They're poppier songs. I just love this record. Hoist kind of for me sits in a little category by itself. Like I said, it's got horns, a lot of horns. It's got a lot of groove. It's awesome. The best tracks on Hoist: Julius, Down with Disease, If I Could, Life Boy, Sample in a Jar, Dog-Faced Boy. This album is awesome. If I had to pick some bad tracks, well, there are none. Hoist is a gold mine. Number 2, I really thought this album would come in number 1 because I love it so much, but it came in at number 2, 1993's Rift. Oh, this is my favorite. I just love Rift. One word for Rift: beautiful. And that might be a weird word because it's about infidelity. You know, a spouse cheats on a spouse. So the dude sleeps lengthwise in a bed waiting for his girl, wondering where she is. The ending kind of gets happy, though. It's just a weird record from PHISH. Just the whole concept seems a little deep for them. I love Rift. It is my favorite. It's a beautiful record. The best tracks: the title track, Rift, Maze, My Friend is Crazy, Way, hilarious, awesome. Mound is so good. It's Ice is so good. I'd give you some bad tracks. There are no bad tracks. There are no mediocre tracks. Rift is awesome. But number 1 is Junta, their debut record, 1989. And this isn't necessarily my go-to PHISH record. And I don't mean that to be disparaging in any way. We all have those 2 or 3 records that we grab more than others. But after looking at each track and giving it a grade, this album's packed with 4s. 4 out of 4. It is just one great song after the other. It's almost like I don't want to say forgot how good Junta is, but maybe I take it for granted a little bit because it was the first album that I ever had, and I've probably heard it more than any. Well, that's no question. But Junta is the best. All right, one word: fresh. And why I say fresh is in 1989, you had the LA metal scene kind of fading away. You had this thing called grunge that was brewing but hadn't yet exploded. And PHISH put out this album called Junta, and it is just awesome. To this day, it is ahead of its time. The best tracks on Junta: Fee is just amazing. You Enjoy Myself is insane. Esther is so good. Golgi Apparatus, amazing. Foam, The Divided Sky, Fluffhead. There are no bad tracks on Junta. Junta is an absolute gold mine of a record. I mean, PHISH have a ton of great records. They're all good in their own way, but there's nothing like Junta. If you like anything that I've said, please hit like and subscribe. Peace.